Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Millionaire Stripper. I am Christien Danielle, the Millionaire Stripper. So today we have Bella with us.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us and
course.
talking about everything.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful to see you, dear. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I'm 25 now. I just turned in June. I'm
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm currently a licensed medical esthetician and cosmetic laser technician.
Okay.
I've been in Atlanta for about 15 years now, and that's really it.
Mhm. So, do you have a boyfriend at the moment?
I currently don't, actually.
Okay. So no
Currently
love
don't.
life right now.
No,
All
girl.
right. Okay. You used to be a dancer at one
I
time.
sure did.
So tell me, before you started dancing, what did you think about dancers? What was your vision of dancers at that time?
I definitely think that I glamorized it, because you see what you see in movies, and it just seems like you don't really see as much of the nitty gritty in movies. You just see like, oh, these girls are getting money, they're beautiful, So I think I always glamorized it for sure.
And you see it glamorized like on Instagram and stuff
Oh,
as well. The
definitely.
girls that are like counting out their money because I've seen it.
And TikTok now too. Like they do the day in their
Oh,
life
that's
and
what it was.
show
It
like
was
all
TikTok.
like
Yes.
the counting their money, how the night went and whatever. And a lot of them do lie on that, I've noticed as well.
I'm
But
sure.
yeah.
I'm sure. They have to.
They do.
They have to be. How did you get into dancing?
Sure. So my best friend, that I knew since I was 4 years old, back in Florida, she calls me up one day. We're both 18, I think, and she calls me up and she just got her boobs done, and she was like, "You need to come dance. Like, you need to come do this." And I was finishing up high school at that time, so I wasn't necessarily ready yet, but I was definitely interested. And going through my own life motions myself, I didn't really actually begin until I was 20. And she calls me up again, and we just got back in contact. And I was like, "I'm ready," basically. And she was like, "I'm coming." And we just started there.
You went to go live with her.
Mhm.
And how old were you? 20 at that time?
20 at that time. Mhm.
So, all right. Tell us what that was like the first time you went inside a strip club.
Oh, that's a good question. I was confused, I think. Like, there wasn't a lot of motion going on that night. I was really just looking around, and I was like, what's going on? Like, the girl I was with, she was really well known there. So everyone's showing us love and like free shots, and the bartenders are like, oh, have fun. The girls are nice. And I didn't really see like the glam of it in that moment until like we actually went to another strip club.
Okay.
So we were club hopping that night.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I was looking around at everything. And then we went into like less of a gentleman's club and more of like a strip club. And I was like, oh, this is lit. I was like, this is cool. There's money flying everywhere. Everyone's smoking, everyone's drinking, having fun. And I was like, oh, this is fun. Like, this is cool.
So let's talk about the difference between a strip club and a gentleman's club, because I've always been told or heard that there are no gentlemen that enter a strip club.
There sure aren't.
So let's talk about the difference in what you're talking about, what you're saying.
Definitely. So I'll start. Well, okay. To me, the main difference is a strip club. You're in a thong. Your booty's out. Coochie might be out, like that, or most likely out. There's no dress code to get in. Like, it's just very like what you see is what you get. A lot of people I find don't go in the back as much in strip clubs as well. It's just everyone's throwing money. You're there, you rack up all your money and go home kind of thing. A gentleman's club, in my opinion, is where you almost make a bit more money depending on the crowd, because there's more VIPs being sold. You cannot wear sweatpants to get in there. I have to have a cover up on. I can't walk around with everything out. There's more rules, I would say, with a gentleman's club. And because it's more altered, with those things or sensitized with certain things, it's less finesse. It's less like you're making money by going in the back, basically.
Yeah, it's a different clientele.
Very different clientele, yes.
And in order to see the boutte hanging out, you have to
to
go in the room and pay.
For
Yes,
sure.
because it's not
Yes.
running around everywhere.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Just so everyone can understand,
Most
you know, the
definitely.
difference. You're just club hopping at this point, and what was your actual first night like when you went into work?
My first night, so during the club hopping, this just must be known, but during the club hopping, of course, we did end up going to another club. We did end up getting in a car accident. So my ankle was broken, and that kind of snowballed into when I did end up going for the first night at the club. I'm in 8-inch stilettos. I didn't even know that we could use kitten heels. Like I knew nothing, right? So I'm in these tall heels. I'm 5'5" already, so I was just like, you're up there. And it was just uncomfortable. My ankle's swollen. I'm walking around. I'm miserable, and I'm getting paid for it, basically, you know?
Right.
I remember being confused almost when I would go. I didn't know what to say to these guys coming up. So I kind of just let them come to me, which, you know, I didn't have like that boldness yet. And I think people, when you're on stage, regardless, can tell you're a baby stripper. So they don't like they show you love for that, you know? So I was getting shown love for sure. But when it came to walking around the club and stuff, I would kind of sit there. A guy would get me a drink. I would feel a little better. And then try my best to talk to people. But these guys would look at me and be like, she's green, you know? Like, do you want to have a dance? Like, you know?
So they would ask you because you were kind of a little too nervous to ask them.
Yeah, like I let them lead, which wasn't later on in life. I come to find out, you know, they want you to lead as it being your job. But I let a lot of them lead when I first started for sure. Cause I was like, I don't know what to do with you, sir.
What do you want? What are you here for?
What do you want here? Like, let's talk about it.
Yes. Okay. How long were you in the industry before you did get that boldness about you and you learned? And how did you learn?
I would say 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
I would say more 8 months was when I started to get bold. And I think that was because I was drinking more too, because I felt like that was making me feel more bold as well. And how I was getting complimented a lot by the girls and the guys. Like everyone would be like, you look so natural on stage. Because I would, when I first started, I would watch the girls on stage because I'd be like, what should I do up there? I don't know what to do. What's comfortable for me? And I would watch the girls, and whatever moves I like, I would take them and use them myself. Or I would, when, you know, on the side stage, I would go and practice on there and just see what I could do, test my strength, like test how I could, what I could do on the pole. As I started to go on stage more and feel more confident on stage, people would just compliment me more. So it was, I would think, external validation,
Okay.
which that's what made me feel more comfortable. Then when you start like making real money, you know,
Yes.
and start talking about VIPs and start understanding that, or going to an owner's box, like that's when I was like, oh, I got this. Like I'm not worried about it. A big thing too, actually, that I forgot about was my breasts as well. So I never wanted my boobs out on stage. And of course, they were topless clubs.
Oh, yeah.
And I never wanted my boobs out. I wasn't comfortable with it. I didn't want it. And I would be making the same, if not more money than the girls that would have their tops off. When that happens, excuse me, I was like, oh, like starting to understand more the game and understand what is wanted and what isn't, and like how far I don't have to go and how far I do, you know? So that boosted my confidence a lot as well.
I heard you mention drinking. Did you have to self-medicate to do the job?
Yeah. Short answer, yeah, for sure. Like, especially, I would try my best to get a shot before my first stage set. Like, I would try my best to get one. And I was a firm believer in not spending my own money. So if I got one, great. And if I didn't, I didn't. But that was part of my hustle as well, was, you know, who who's out tonight? Let me force myself to go talk to someone if I don't feel like it, so I can get a drink and have it paid for kind of thing.
Yes.
I never believed in reaching in my money bag. I didn't want to.
No sense in it.
Yeah,
No sense in
No
it.
sense.
They're there. Take advantage of it. Because
Absolutely.
they're taking advantage of you.
Absolutely. Yes, they are.
Do you feel like you were a different person when you walked through the door than what you were on the streets?
Yeah, I do. My mom is a very loving, caring person, and I took that with me. She has the biggest heart I've ever met on someone. And so I naturally had that as well. You can't have that when you're in the club
Oh, no.
at all, at all. And I had to learn that the hard way time and time again until it stuck with me and it almost became a part of me, or like a switch that I would have to turn on when I would go into work. For sure. You had to change. You have to have your guard up. You cannot trust anyone. You have to watch your drinks. You have to watch like everything to make sure that you're okay.
Yeah, so like you were soft on the outside of the door, and then when you went in, you became a tough person,
For sure.
thick skin.
For sure.
So, what did it give you, the stage, that type of life? What positive aspects of being in the club do you think it gave you?
That's a great question. Confidence, for sure. I got so much more confident from just being there. Like I said, I had like my thing going on with my breasts. Well, girl, I would just walk around with no bra on outside. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I never had that type of confidence before until you're getting paid for something that you may not like yourself. You're getting paid for it because people enjoy it, you know? Confidence, I would say, like, I don't want to say like smartness, but smartness, like intelligence. Like, I learned a lot about how people operate. I learned how I need to operate with certain things. Financial things too. Like, I learned a lot about finances, not necessarily in the club, but that plays a big part of it as well, and how to operate your money too.
Let's talk about how much money you made after you learned the ropes
Yeah.
and you felt confident in who you were.
Yeah.
What was your nightly average, I would say? Because I know there's good nights and bad
sure.
nights. So,
For sure.
what was your average?
I would say my average was 2,000 to 3,000.
A night?
That's what I would range in. Yeah. When it's like when I knew what I was doing.
Yes.
Yeah. About 2,000 to 3,000.
So, how many nights a week would you work?
So when I really got into it, I toned it down to about 4 to 5 nights a week, but I was working 7 days a week a lot of the times.
So, let's say about $8,000 to $10,000 a week.
Yeah.
And how long did you make that kind of money?
That's a good question too. I think it was like a year and a half that lasted, where it was just so good and it was
Yes.
so great, and the club was jumping. Everything went so smooth because I remember going over with my financial advisor that I had hit my first 100,000 in a year, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know. I didn't realize I made that. You know, like it just keeps happening. But yeah, when I learned that, I was like, great.
What you did with that money, do you still have it?
I do. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
And do you still have the original amount? Has it grown? Has it been less?
No, it's been less for sure. You live and you learn, you know? So there was so much that had went on throughout all of this. I'm paying for school. I had to get a new car. Like, there was so much that went on with things. I think what saved me for sure was having that money market in Roth IRA. That's what saved me, because, you know, your money market, it's less liquid, but it is. That Roth, you're not touching it. So because I put so much of that into my money market and I didn't touch it as much, that's what saved me. And it kept making itself money. So that's what really saved me throughout that process of
So you can't touch it.
life.
It's there unless you cash it completely out.
No, so I can take out like what I want with my money market for sure. Like, I would just have to call and it has to get wired. So it's still somewhat liquid, but not as liquid as me like pulling my card out kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. All right. So that's great that you went to school and you still have some money left.
I do,
I've
yes.
never, ever heard that from anyone. And I
Really?
know a lot of dancers.
Really?
Yes.
That's so crazy. And that's
Yes.
why I'm telling you that money market saved my life, because I know I would have spent everything because I did already. You know what I mean? I've done it so many times that I just kept telling myself, because I think I was always a financially like intelligent person with what I want to do. But can we cuss on here?
I don't care.
Okay, I would definitely fuck my money off, like for
Yeah.
sure. Like I was definitely doing that. But my gut had always told me like have something. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So is the whole 100K there? Absolutely not. But did I still save and make sure like can I take care of myself just in case? Absolutely.
So, has your view of men changed since you started dancing?
Wholeheartedly.
Yes, tell me about that.
Okay. I think, well, of course, they all suck. I mean, let's start there. I hate to say that, but it's the truth, you know, regardless of anything, they all suck. You could be going in with intention of wanting to go to the strip club. You could go in not wanting to go. Oh, my friend made me, my brother made me. It's a bachelor party, bull crap, whatever you want to say. No. When you're there for one reason only. You're not there to just grab a beer. You're not there to watch the game. You're not there for that. You're there to see ass and titties and have a good
The
time.
beer is cheaper down the road.
It sure is. It
Yes.
sure is. Oh, you're talking about that beer that you want me to drink with you when we go home? Okay, yeah. That same beer that you could have just had there. You know.
So, you don't trust men anymore.
No, absolutely not. Especially ones that go to the strip club. Like I'm a little lenient on the ones that truthfully have never been to a strip club. I'm a little lenient. Even then, I don't trust you. But there is a difference there, in my opinion, that I've noticed.
Did you ever have a relationship while you were dancing?
I did. I did. One that I met at the club. And one outside of the club, he did not know that I was a dancer until I told him. And then he was like, I don't want you doing this. Like, I want you to stop. But I think when you have that dancer mentality, or truthfully just coming into a woman mentality, why would I stop dancing if you're not going to support me in a way, you know? Why are you telling me to stop my job and you're not giving me an opportunity to have a different job or again support me? Why would I do that? You know, if you're not offering me anything, you're just feeling insecure and want me to quit my job, you know?
So, you think he was feeling insecure and that's why he wanted you to stop dancing?
Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. Why else would, if you're not secure in yourself as a man, why else would you want someone to stop dancing if I'm telling you that I feel confident and secure? I can understand men being like, well, I don't want my woman to be looked at by these guys. I don't want you to want to do that. Well, that's great. And I love and appreciate that. But what are you going to offer me to feel confident and comfortable to be able to step away from my job that you don't like these men looking at me like, you know?
So, let me ask you this. How long were you together
Oh, girl.
when he asked you to stop dancing?
Okay. I was with him for maybe 3 or 4 months.
And then he asked you to stop dancing. Okay. Were you telling each other you love each other at this point?
It was a month after I stopped dancing that we started to tell each other that.
Do you think he loved you and that's why he wanted you to stop?
No.
No?
No. I think that he was very infatuated with me and he was a very controlling person. So I think that he was he was insecure and did not want these men looking at me like that. And I think that's what it was, for sure.
So, how long did your relationship last?
On and off 3 years.
Oh, okay. So, you kept dancing the entire time?
So I kept dancing. It's really on me because he was giving me, I was so young and naive, and he was giving me ultimatums, which was my first red flag. But he was giving me ultimatums, and he was like, you're either going to keep dancing or you'll be with me. And I was like, well, I want to be with you, so I'll stop dancing. And I knew I was lying to myself and I was lying to him. So even when I said that, I continued to dance, and we were living in different states at the time. So
So he didn't even know.
it was convenient for me.
Okay.
It was
Yes.
convenient. And then of course he ended up finding out. I ended up telling him, and I was like, this is what it is. Now I gave him the ultimatum of like, I'm going to continue to do this because you're not supporting me in any way. And this is how I make my money. So deal with it.
Correct. So, how did it affect your relationships besides that? Say, maybe other relationships besides the one with him?
Yeah. So the guy that I was dating, who I met in the club, would try to tell me what to do with my money. Would try to almost a finesse of he wanted to feel like a boss himself, so he didn't want to touch my money or touch what I have going on, but at the same time was trying to like finesse me with my money for sure. Is what I noticed.
How did it affect your love life, as in the sexual part of it? Do you think
Oh,
it changed you in that way?
that's a great question. You have good questions. Absolutely. A big part of it made me not want to do anything at all. I was like so not sexually active. I did not want to do anything with anyone. Like I was so turned off by all of it because you have to be so sexually heightened and sexualize the shit out of yourself at the club and just put on this persona of like of sex,
Mhm.
and sell that fantasy. And I was so tuned into that by the time I got off, I didn't even want to hug. Like I'm like, don't touch me. I don't want anyone to touch me. Like you're in the back doing dances, you're grinding on guys. Like I just didn't even want to be touched anymore. Like I was just over it because I would just save that for work kind of thing.
It's because you feel so sexualized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It was exhausting.
I get it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, when did you finally decide that you were ready to exit the industry?
um, I would say 2.5 to 2.5 years in, 2.5 to 3 years in, I realized it because I was, you're making thousands of dollars, you're naked, you're being disrespected, you're being told what to do by these men, you're being told what to do by management. Um, these girls are stealing money out of your bag. Like there's so much going on that I was just, the money wasn't worth it to me anymore because I was so used to it and it was so constant to me that it wasn't worth it. Like, why $4,000, $5,000, $8,000? It wasn't enough for me to be naked in these rooms dealing with what I was dealing with. So my my gut knew that. And then also, can we talk about how low vibrational it is? How when you're going out having dinner with your girls to having to get ready and go into work, and it's like this energy would consume me of just, we're all here for the wrong reasons, It's all the wrong reasons. Yes, I'm there to make money for sure. How I'm getting it, it's the wrong reason. You know what I mean? It's finesse, it's lying, it's the fantasy, it's all of that. And even when I was being real with these men and would tell them what's up, it just wasn't, it's just not the right reasons. You're here because you want to fuck me. That's why you're here. I'm here because I want to trick you out all your money. That's what's going on. That's period. And it's low vibrational. So I always felt my energy deplete when I was there, just spiritually. I was depleting.
So, would you say how you felt about yourself changed?
Most definitely. Yeah.
Because it brought you confidence.
It was good and bad,
Mm-hmm.
It was good and bad. I felt like that top bitch. I felt like no one could tell me nothing. Whatever my mama wanted, I bought it. Whatever my sister wanted, I bought it. My friends needed money, didn't even need money. I'm sending them. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the go-to girl. I got you. That's what I always wanted. That kind of provider standpoint. Um, but then at the end of the day, I'm telling my therapist about how I was groped or molested or followed home. Like there's so much that comes with it that it's just, yeah, you're in life and death situations with a lot of it as
Oh,
well,
yes.
And so you have to really weigh out what is worth it, and especially compensation wise, and clubs are different as well.
Mm-hmm.
The club I was at was taking half of everything. So I did a 6-hour VIP. I got $3,000 from that, you
Mm.
know, and that man spent over $6,000,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
you know, so it just depends.
So, let's talk about what life was like growing up for you.
Okay.
What did you want to be when you were a little girl?
I wanted to be a singer, actually. I
Yeah.
wanted to be a singer and I wanted to be a chef. And my family would always call me like a singing chef because I'd be in the kitchen and I'd be cooking up and I'd be singing while I do it.
I like it. I
Hmm.
like that a lot.
As I got a little older, I wanted to be a lawyer. I can't stand our judicial system and I wanted to make a change for people. I always knew I wanted to help people. I just wasn't sure how at that point.
Growing up, did you have your mom and your dad both? If so, what was that like? If not, what was that like?
Yeah, so I had both my parents until I was 8. Well, they got divorced when I was 8, but I still had my dad, excuse me, until I was 12. Um, I grew up being daddy's girl. I was daddy's little girl for sure. I have a sister and then of course my mom. I have one older sister of 2 years, but I was daddy's little girl. And then my dad wasn't the best with me. So as I got older, I kind of like that anger and all that stuff was definitely there. But my mom was my best friend the entire time. So
So there was nothing out of the way that happened to you when you were growing up?
oh, yeah, girl. I mean, I was abused growing up.
What kind
So
of abuse?
sexual and physical for sure. By
Was
my
that a
dad.
family member?
Yeah, it was my dad. So I that definitely like played a part in a lot of things. My mom didn't know what was going on because my dad, we're getting deep here, y'all, but my dad would like threaten to kill me or like threaten to just do like stuff to my family if I said anything. So I just kept it really quiet and I was actually one of those kids that did the weird drawings of like weird, scary shit.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom had to like take me to a therapist, and then I finally like said what was happening, and then all the things was happening.
Is that when they separated?
This was
Or
after they separated,
so it was
actually.
after?
Hmm.
So do you have any communication with him now?
Mm-mm. I haven't hung out with him since I was 12. I was court ordered to see him when I was 16 years old because he was really fighting to get me. My sister was
Mm-hmm.
16, so my sister was 18 at that time, so but I was court ordered to see him. So it was me, a cop, a lawyer, and my dad. And I he was trying to da da da, and I was just like, I no, and I
Yeah.
left. And then I haven't seen him since.
When did you start therapy?
I've been in therapy since I was 6, I think.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I heard you mention talking to your therapist about, dancing
Hmm.
and how it affected you mentally.
Hmm.
Can you go into that a little bit
Yeah,
about how it did affect you mentally now that you're out of it and you can look back and see it?
definitely. I was confused. I was so confused. You're making so much fast money and you're making so much amounts of it, but your life is on the line with a lot of it, like there's so much that plays a part with it. I've had friends and family that, would never go in the field themselves that tell me to keep dancing. I've had people tell me to stop. Like it's just you don't know what is worth and what isn't because you're making so much money, but you have all these feelings that it's like, is this worth me dealing with or not, kind of thing. I've had therapists tell me to keep dancing after I'm telling them that I was followed home and, R word and all that stuff. So it's just a lot and you don't know. And it's very confusing, but you're compensated one day and you're not the next day. So
Do you wish that you had never started dancing, or are
mm-mm.
you thankful for the lessons you learned?
I'm thankful for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think with the childhood I had, we were going one way or another somewhere into this type of lifestyle or field, and I think I'm so grateful that I learned what I learned at a young age because I would have been, regardless if it was mainly men, but regardless of like if it was men or just choices to make, I think it would have been me being older making those mistakes
Mm-hmm.
compared to me being so young and going through those motions to me being 25 now and having the knowledge that I have now, that I'm so grateful for that. Because now I can clock. I can clock so much faster. I can see your intentions. I
So
can see what's
yes,
going
let's
on.
talk about what you're trying to get at.
Yeah.
Reading people.
Yes. Yes.
When did you learn that?
Oh, girl. a year into dancing, I learned, it started with me trying to learn who's rich in the room, who should I spend my time with at the club, who shouldn't I? That it started with that, and then it went into so much more than that I realized, of how do men read us? Why do men say certain things to us? Why are they lying about this? Why, like, I started to dissect stuff completely in my mind. I learned the game that everyone plays that I had no idea about. Like, excuse me, no one tells you about that. No, your parents aren't going to teach you the game, babe. Like,
They don't even know it. What are you talking about?
they don't know it.
They don't know that
They don't
game.
know it. And so when I realized that, I was like, whoa. And like, even taking it out of like the club scene, just the nightlife, just, like in certain cities, Atlanta, Houston, like LA, like there certain things these men are doing and seeing, or even, girl, I remember I'm covered head to toe because at one point I did learn too that you don't have to have your butt and your boobs out to be sexy. You can be completely covered and be sexy. I did learn that as well.
Yes.
But I remember there was a man walking with his family downtown, and I'm in downtown Charleston. The man walking with his family downtown, and I'm walking, and I'm covered head to toe, and he's just staring at me like he wants to devour. And I'm like, wow, check, confirmed. I know the type of person you are. You know what I mean? You can differentiate who's a fake family man and who's like really about that.
Oh,
and
exactly.
all the things.
How does their wife not know? That's what I want. Or maybe does she know? And she doesn't care. Because she's over it.
I think they lie so well and they manipulate so well. I have a story about that, actually.
Tell me, because I ain't never met a man that could lie so well, because I can read
Girl,
your eyes. I know when you're lying.
I was at the club one night, and this guy, knocked me off my socks. He was so great. He was so sweet and genuine, and blah. And we're talking, and our phones are on the table together. And iPhone had just updated. So you know how now we can do the like put the phones together and
yes.
syncs the contacts?
Yes.
Well, it synced and we didn't know. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So our phones were right next to each other and it synced. And we had no idea. So we got up, and the club that I was at the time does like you go back and change at 2:00 and you go over to the 2 to 4 side. So it's from like 8 to 2 and then 2 to 4.
Okay.
So you have to go back and change. So I go back and change. All of a sudden, it's the second this man is meeting me on the other side. I'm just going back to change really quick, and I'm going to go over to the other side. My phone's blowing up. And I'm like, what is going on? Who is this random number? It's his wife.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's his wife. And I'm like, hello? And she's like, who are you? Da, 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 da. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, who the fuck are you? Like, you're on my phone, lady.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know you. And she's like, how do you know my husband? How do you know my husband? Says his name. And I was like, oh. I was like, how do you know him? Like, what do you mean? I'm like, huh? And she's like, I'm his wife. And I was like, oh shit. Like, it's all coming together. And I was like, girl, he's at the club right now. And I was like, I'm a dancer and he's at the club. I'm not lying for these men. I never have and I never will. I don't care. If I'm the reason for your divorce, so be it. You should have told her what was going on in the first place. Sorry.
It's not you're the reason for his divorce. It's he's the reason for his divorce because he's the liar.
Exactly. And I'm just bringing it to light because what am I supposed to do? Hang up on her and call it a day? No, she's going to have a panic attack. Like, I care.
She can feel it. She knows he's doing something he's not supposed to be doing.
That
confirmation.
Yes.
Exactly.
Exactly. So I'm like, girl, I'm at the club. Like, I'm a dancer. And he gave me his number. She's like, he's at a fucking strip club right now? I was like, yeah. Huh? Where did he say he was? At the movie with his friends.
What grown man
It's
goes
2
to
in
the
morning,
theater?
Mama. What theater? What theater? What theater? You know what I mean? But that's what made me realize that he's been manipulating this woman for so long. And like, I heard the sincerity in her voice of just, she did not know. And I was just like out of anything, I think she knew he was like cheating. I don't think she realized to the extent what was going on because he was a trick is what I'm trying to get at. He was a total trick. Like, he wasn't just one of those whoop-de-doo. Like, no. He was spending. He had bought our flights. Like, oh, I forgot to say that too. Because when we were having that conversation, we're sitting there talking about Chicago and how I'd never been to Chicago. Well, he pulls his thing up and buys us tickets to go to Chicago. We were literally going to leave that weekend. I'm like, oh, it's crazy. So, Yeah, so I'm telling this woman, I'm like, he bought us tickets to Chicago. Like, what do you mean? She's like, I live in Chicago. I was like, oh my God,
Oh my
this is
gosh.
crazy. It was
So he
crazy.
needed to go there anyway.
He was needed to go home. So, yeah, I told her what was going on, and she was like, I need to call you back. And I was like, don't call me back. I was like, just, you know
I've
what's
got to
going
go
on.
get some more
I
of your
gotta go get
money.
some money. Honey,
Oh my
I'm busy.
God.
I gotta go to work. And I was like, I'll send it back to you. Like, you got that. I'm okay. And yeah. And then it was funny. He actually kept texting me. He kept trying to talk to me, this, that, and the third. And I was just like, this is insane. No.
You know, we're sitting here laughing about it, but we've all been in her shoes.
Oh, yeah.
And
absolutely.
That pain is terrible.
That's a different type of hurt.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Especially, it's just, I'm like, you
Give
know
it
what
to
I
me.
mean? They had just had a baby.
No.
They just had a baby too. They just had a baby. And I think it was her, I'm trying to genuinely remember, but I remember her telling me about her newborn. I'm trying to remember if she had kids already or not. I remember her crying on the phone and she was like, we just had a baby, like da-da-da. And I was just like, this is just fucked up.
I feel so bad for them. We've all been there.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't, and I'm sure he lied to her and talked his way out of it somehow.
And I was scared of that too. And it wasn't my business anymore.
Yeah.
But I was so scared of that. I fear for stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
I wanted, like, I didn't even want it. I hoped for confirmation that it was like over, but it was so past me. And when I would talk to my girlfriends about it, they're like, Bella, you cannot involve yourself in stuff like that. Like, don't do that. And I was like, I understand that. But, you know, a lot of my friends didn't even want me to tell her what was happening. And I'm like, I don't know this man. I don't know her. I need to. Like, why wouldn't I, kind of thing. So I understand both sides. But at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I feel is right. And it's right for me to tell, for sure.
Yeah. The thing is like I said, we've all been there. We felt that same pain. The difference between someone who is or used to be a dancer and the woman at home that he is giving her money to us is we know who these men really are. We see them for who they are.
100%.
They can't lie to us.
No, they can't.
Because we already know they're lying as soon as they walk in the door.
And half the time, I don't even think some of them want to. Half the time, they're ready to be who they truly are with us in the club. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They want to. Like, yeah, they're going to finesse us here and there for sure and lie and say these things, this, that, and the third. But some of them, they had nothing to hide. They were just, they were disgustingly themselves, and they were okay with that with us.
So how did that ever work out? Did you ever find out anything after?
Girl, no. I left it alone. I remember he kept trying to contact me, and I like ended it with go to talk to your wife or whatever, and called it a day because I really have nothing to say to you, you know?
Absolutely.
And I hate to be like that, but you weren't even like sending any funds over while you're trying to like get me back or whatever. So leave me alone.
Don't try to call me if you're not sending money.
Please, because now you're just a waste of my time. Like,
you're killing me.
I had goals.
So, the guy that you met in the strip club, tell us about that, how long that relationship lasted.
Okay. So how long were we together? I would say like maybe 9 months, maybe less. It was everything happened so fast with that. He originally came into the club as a hit out for me due to my old best friend. And I guess she was looking for me. And and he originally came in as that. There was $1,000 on my head, and he was there to collect. And he ended up, long story short, saying he fell in love with me. And I was like, all right, cool. Let's do it. Show me the text messages. Show me everything. I was like, wow. And it started with that. He was 32 at the time. I was 20 going on 21. And yeah, whatever. So he literally, I didn't know this about him until probably 2 months into us dating, that he had went to prison for 10 years. I had no idea. And I never really messed with like men like that. Like I'd never talked to like a jailbird
A felon.
or nothing. Yeah, a felon.
A felon.
Please. And so when I found that out, I was like, okay, well, why were you locked up? And I remember him like beating around the bush about it and just kind of being shady about his answer. And I was just like, huh, like, I don't understand, until one day I looked him up myself. And he was arrested for doing prostitution, like pimping girls out. One of them was 14.
Oh, wow.
And when I brought this to him, he was like, I had no idea. Like, I had no idea. I swear, I had no idea. And I think I was still kind of green during this time, because I'm still looking at him as like, oh, he's like a savior. Like, you're supposed to like hurt me and you did it and whatever and blah, blah, blah. And, oh, and then he, of course, had wowed me when we first met, gave me a BMW like 3 days into us knowing each other, just gave me his car and buy me gifts all the time. And so it was just so like, I've always also been a materialistic person, I will say. I think materialism has such a negative like it's associated.
Are you saying that gift giving is your love language and
Yes.
gift receiving is your love language?
Yes.
So that's different.
But I don't like to give as much.
You like to give yourself.
I like to give myself. If I see something that reminds me of you, like the thoughtfulness of it, I'm getting it 100%.
And then you're going to keep it and think about me every time you look at it.
Maybe I'll get 2. We'll see how I'm feeling.
Yeah,
we'll see how I'm feeling. But like, when someone gets me something that, like, I think that's really what it is, because, you know, we do things that we want other people to do for us. So like when someone sees something that makes them think of me, or like it makes you think of me and you get it for me, are you joking? Like, I'll cry. Like, that's just so like everything to me. Now, when it comes to men trying to like wow me at the same time as I like you, oh baby, give me the Birkin. Give me the Birkin, give me the Chanel, give me the car, like give me that materialistic stuff. Give me what, like,
I want to see how much you really think about me.
I want exactly. I want to see how much you care.
You're so funny. That's all you care?
How much do you love me?
You're so funny. So let's talk about, okay, gifts. What kind of, he gave you a car. What other kind of gifts did regulars
bring diamond
you?
Ring. I got a diamond ring. I was proposed to.
How many carats was this ring?
Babe, 2. I said,
Well, I mean, it depends on the clarity, you know.
And we were in the club. I could only see so much.
It was dark and it wasn't shining.
It's a shining or not, babe. Like, that.
So
and
you were proposed to 3 times?
3 times.
In the club?
Yes. It was so funny. And like, you know, maybe one of them was like funny, but he was still being serious. Did the whole got down on one knee, like it popped a ring
in
out.
The club?
I was in the club. I said,
no. Jeez. Pete.
I said no. And then one of the
You
bouncers.
said yes.
I said no.
You said yes. Let's go to the back and celebrate. I couldn't resist.
That was one of my, I will tell you actually, one of my biggest regrets that.
You didn't marry him?
There's one, truthfully. The second one, he was a bouncer. He did, was it Navy or Army? He did one of the things. I always get them confused. But he did something and he had got injured. So he was still paid from everything, but he didn't have to serve anymore. Right. And he just adored me so much for whatever reason. Aww. And he was like, I want to marry you so you can have my benefits. And never tried to sleep with me, like never tried to do anything with me. Did he want to? Absolutely. But did he try? No. He was so respectful about everything. And he wanted to marry me for me to get his benefits. And I was like, yes. Yeah. Like, I want to do that. Yeah. But dummy little me during the time was I'm such a hopeless romantic. Like, I love so much that I was like, I don't want my first marriage to be this. Because I knew, like, we weren't going to stay married. Like I knew eventually in life, you know.
Right.
But I was being so too realistic with myself, I think, that I really like didn't like, girl, I could have had that insurance.
It's good insurance.
It's good insurance.
It is.
I'm so mad.
And you could have went to college.
Oh my gosh. And everything,
Yes.
just like taking care. And then like the military discounts, are you joking? They're so good. Sorry. I love everyone who protected and served us.
So how you were talking about you love. The thing is all of us still believe that we can get that guy that will love us, but we're watching you.
Right. Intensely.
Try me.
I wish you would. Yes, absolutely.
We don't trust anyone.
You can't.
But we still want to be loved, and we have so much love to give.
So much.
Yeah.
It like
and we
pours out.
are the one that will not cheat.
Exactly. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. It's like, I will not cheat on you. I will not use you. I will not lie to you. None of it. Like, it's not worth it to me. But I don't know, baby. The second I peep you do it to me, those morals just might change. And now I'm a whole different person who I don't want to be in the first place. Now you brought
out the person that was in the club.
Now you brought out Armani. And Armani is pissed.
You just started. Oh my gosh. So did you ever have any sugar daddies besides the 3 men that proposed?
Yes, and I miss them.
You do?
Yes,
Tell me about them. Tell me about them.
If I ever, oh my gosh. Anyways, so.
Come find me. Is that what you're trying to say? Look in the camera and tell him you miss him.
I miss you. Yes, he was the realest man I ever met in my life. So he was freshly out of a divorce. He had 3 kids. I'm 21 now at this point.
Okay.
Going 22.
How old was he?
He was 53.
Yeah, that was perfect.
It was wonderful.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. And so
he had 3 grandchildren at this point.
Girl, yeah. Well, so
I'm just
that's
kidding.
the crazy part. So his oldest was 17 and I was 21. So I was, and he like, eventually he was like, I want you to meet my daughters and my kids and stuff. And I'm like, huh? I'm a couple years ago, I was 17.
Did they know about you? His daughters?
I don't think so, because I had his Hulu and his Netflix and like I had everything.
Okay, yeah.
And he like made a separate locked profile for like just me, because he was like, don't use my kid's profile. And I was like, I wasn't going to. I was going to use yours, but okay.
Yeah.
So I don't think so. His sister knew about me and she wanted to meet me. She lived in DC. I'd never been to DC, so he wanted to take me.
Okay.
But I wasn't ready to meet her because, so the thing was, this is how this happened. I was at the club and one of my regulars came in who's a millionaire. He's very well known, but he only talks to select few girls. And so me and him had already had a great relationship or foundation with each other. And he's a married man, happily married, would never do anything with the girls, like was just very genuine and sincere. So he came in and he brought his friend who was celebrating his birthday. And so he was like, pick whoever you want to go in the back and do a VIP with. Well, picked me, and I said, let's go. So we go in the back, and originally we were going to do a 30-minute, and he was like, no, let's do an hour. And I was like, cool. So we do an hour, and we're sitting there talking, and he was like, I just got divorced. Like, I just want to have fun in life. Like, I don't know, da-da-da. And I was like, cool, I want a sugar daddy, but I don't want to do no sugar. Like, I was so blunt with it. I was like, I'm never here to tell a lie, never here to tell nothing. So I told him straight up. And he was like, okay, cool. And I was like, you're lying. Like, I don't trust you. You're lying. And he was so genuine. That's what it was. Like, he knew. So this was towards the end. And that's why I thought it was so funny, because this was towards the end when I was about to go leave clubbing and go to school. So I told him that, and I was like, this is what's going on. He's like, good. I don't want you in the club no more. I was like, okay, cool. And he was like, I got you. Like, don't worry about it. And so he worked for the government. I can't say what, but he worked for the government. And so it was my last week in Charleston before I moved. And he was like, what do you need for school? And I was like, I need a laptop. Same day, got me a laptop. Great. Sends me, I have dinner with him, and then I actually start driving to Atlanta that day. So we have dinner. He gets me the laptop. I'm like, wonderful. And we stay in contact. I think he either gave me, it was either 4,000 or 5,000. I don't remember. Cash, left it. Cool. Great. Thanks, babe. And then I go to Atlanta. He starts to come see me in Atlanta. Our routine was we'd get dinner. That was the first time I went. I forget what it's called, like that rooftop that spins. Skyline?
Sundial.
Sundial.
Yes.
That's where we went. And I was like in love. That was the first restaurant he took me to when he came to visit me in Atlanta. We did that. We would always have dinner. We'd always get a massage somewhere. And he would always take me grocery shopping and fill my gas. Like, he was just a perfect gentleman.
Yes.
And so we started with that. Well, our initial kind of contract thing was, I want you to take care of me. My goal was I wanted new boobs, I wanted a new body, I wanted a new car, and I wanted a new apartment. That was like my goals with myself. That I wanted him to provide for me, that he was more than happy to provide. Cool. So it started with the little things. He bought me my flat screen TV. He bought me my diamond earrings. He bought me, we went to Hawaii. I can't believe I'm even forgetting that. He took me to Hawaii for my first time. He had a business trip out there. So we flew business class. I will only fly business class now. It's phenomenal, especially for a long flight like that. It was great. Got me everything I wanted. We got massages there. We got facials there, just like any and all things. He was such like a sweet man in the sense of like, he just wanted to do. And I was just so happy about it.
Yeah.
Actually, prior to me going to Hawaii, my foot broke and I had got my wisdom teeth taken out and I had dry socket from my wisdom teeth.
Oh gosh,
I was miserable. I was miserable the whole time. And so he's just doing his best to like take care of me. Part of me is like hitting in like my heart. Like when we touched down in Hawaii, I was so sad and I couldn't understand why. And I kept texting my girlfriends and I was like, oh, and I was still in school, of course. So I had brought my laptop to do schoolwork while I was there.
Okay.
And I'm texting my girlfriends and I'm like, I am so thrilled that I'm in Hawaii right now. I just wish it wasn't with him. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like I wish
you
that
wanted
I was
to share it with someone you truly
loved and was just
Yes.
happy about. But it's so hard because I was so young and there's no men that were like my age that weren't scamming or trapping or doing these things that could provide this for me. And so I hated that because I'm like, well, do I truly find love with someone that I want to be with and that, you know, and wait and still have to work and still have to do all these things and can't give me a nice dinner, let alone, you know, do I want to go through that and build with you? Or do I want to be with a man that can provide that for me? But I don't love you, you know, I don't love you. Like, I don't, what are we really doing? You're 50, I'm 20. We're not going to get married. You had a vasectomy. We're never going to have kids. Like, you know what I mean? There's no growth with this.
Right.
So I was just like, take it for what it is, have fun. But that was the issue. So it started as something contracted to where he started to have feelings for me. And I was like, dude, what are we going to do with this? And so actually during that time when I was still seeing Brian. And again, I just have to put it out there of how sweet he truly was. When I broke my foot I was at school during this time when I broke my foot. He drove from Charleston, South Carolina to here just to get me a boot because I told him I didn't want to wait next day to have a boot ordered. He literally drove and gave me a boot and a scooter and everything I needed. Like, just genuinely so kind. But how kind are you? You know? How kind are you really? Again, with the situation that we're in. You're not with me for love, you know? So, and I'm almost like, you're not with me for sex because I wasn't putting that up either. I wasn't ready. I'm not comfortable with this yet. I told you from the jump, no sugar. So I think that's when things got really confusing or frustrating for him, I would say, because we're in Hawaii. Like, I'm not putting out. I'm dry socket. I have a broken foot. Get away from me. Like, I'm not dealing with this. And then also, I started, when I was talking about that boyfriend I was on and off with for 3 years, we started talking again. And so when me and him started talking, he had, I started to want to see him all the time. We were just attached like that. So if he called me, I'm over there. Like, I want to see you. I love you. Like, that's who I want to be with. And so he, it was our routine. Would come on weekends and we would spend time together, and then I'd go to school. And so I didn't want to, I didn't want to see him. Like, I would just make up excuses and be like, "Oh, babe, like I'm with my mom, like I'm with my family." No, I'm with my boyfriend who I want to be with. My boyfriend's like, "Why do you have a Signal app? Like, why are you like what?" Because we didn't text, me and Brian, because he was still in the midst of his divorce and stuff. Like, they were separated for sure, but he
Are you for sure that they
yeah.
were actually getting a divorce?
Yeah, that I was 100%
Because, a lot of
sure.
them say they're.
I know. No, that I
Yeah.
was 100% sure, because first of all, he was so emotional when he would talk about it, and like the legality of things. Like, it was really bad, and even his friend would have to like be there for him and like meet up with us sometimes, because he was just not okay from it. And I could genuinely tell it took like a hard toll on him. But yeah, because I'm not doing that married shit. I'm not doing that. I never have. I'm not doing it. That's so like low ball to me that I can't. I forgot what I was saying. Where
You
was
were
I at?
talking about how you guys ended your relationship. You were starting to see the your ex-boyfriend,
Yes.
and
Yes.
so
So
you
it
were
was
making
that.
excuses.
And then with I was like, okay, I'm ready to get a new car, and I'm ready to get an apartment. And he was like, okay, I'm going to get you one of my company cars, and I'm going to open the apartment under my company. I said, no. I said, you're going to open it in my name. You're going to pay that car off completely, and it's going to be in my name, or I'm not doing it, So I started to notice these little like tricks he was doing. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I need to have these things for myself. If you're truly here to do this for me, then let's do this, But if that's not something you want to do, I can't do this,
Right.
And so when we had got back from Hawaii, I was just so petty. I was mad at him because he tried me, because I'm already uncomfortable with my situation. You tried me. You tried to sleep with me, which you knew better than that. I'm not going for this. Like, stop it. I'm playing my rain sounds. This boy trying to scoot near me, and I play rain sounds to go to sleep. And this boy's trying to scoot near me, and I'm like, move. Like, no. And it was that. Oh, we met up with his friends in Hawaii, and he didn't tell me that one of them was sick. Well, my foot's broken, and I have dry socket, and now I'm sick. I get back from Miami. I get back from Hawaii. I'm sick.
Yeah.
Because you had a friend that was sick that you knew about, that you didn't tell me about. So I texted him a long paragraph. I was just mad. I was just pissed. And
You were hormonal.
I was very
Them
hormonal.
hormones came out on that text message.
Sure did. And it was so long. And I was like, that's disrespectful. Like, I can't believe you would put me in a position like that, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, babe, I lost my job.
Oh my gosh.
He was lying. He's like, babe, I lost my job. I think him saying that thought that like, he's like, she only wants me for the money, which that was the original, right? That was the original deal
daddy.
Here, babe. Please.
Yeah.
But I think he caught feelings. He lost like sight of what was going on. And then it just went from that to like, it was just so like silly to me. Like, I feel like he tricked himself and like wanted to blame me, but I'm like, I kept it P the whole time. Like, that's one thing about me. I will always keep it P. I can't.
He thought that he could win you over is what he thought. Yeah.
That's so silly. That's so silly. I don't know. I think just keeping it realistic, because the allowance, like everything, it was just so like great for.
So did he give you like a weekly allowance, a monthly allowance?
Weekly, $5,000 weekly. It was one of cash every time.
How long did this last?
He would come see me. I think the allowance was 2 months of $5,000. And then if I needed anything extra, because again, I'm still maxing out my Roth IRA, I'm still putting stuff in my money market, so I'm still like, and what does a 21-year-old need with $5,000 a week anyways? Like, what's that, So put it up, do what you need to do. It went from that to, I was like, okay, I'm ready. Like, I want to get my body done. I want to get my boobs done. And he's like, I remember, because my foot was broken and I'm such a baby. So I was like, it's like little like trick things that I didn't notice at first. Like, he would be like, I don't want how are you gonna heal getting your boobs done and you act like this with your foot being broken? Because I'm like a literal baby. And so he was like, how is this gonna like work and whatever? And like sometimes I'd talk negative about my body, sometimes I'd talk positive. It's how we're fucking feeling that day, you know? And he'd be like, how are you going to be able to like handle like going through the motions and like da-da-da? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, I don't want to get your body done until you're confident in your body. And I was like, that a part of it is, I get what you're saying, but a big part of it is also that's what's going to give me that confidence back as well, you know? So it was just little things like that that I was noticing of like, okay, hurry up. Are you going to do it or not kind of thing? Instead of beating around the bush of like, this isn't going anywhere. Again, you're 50, I'm 20. It's not, what are we going to do with that? Are you going to meet my family? That was my other thing too. My mama don't want to meet you. Like, my mom was going to be like, what is, like, no.
He was older than her, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're so funny.
My friends are like, I introduced him to like one or two of my friends, and my friends are like, and the girls at school, they're like, they didn't know him, but he would like come and bring me like an ass of food every time. Like he always kept me fed. And so like I'd share it with my friends at school because I'm like, hello, like duh. And my friends are like, oh, this is lit. And then I remember my friend actually met him because the Costco was right next to my school. So he would take my car for me to get it filled and stuff and go shopping. And I take my friend to come meet him. My friend's like, Bella, I didn't know. And I was like, yeah, babe, this is a grown-ass man. I'm like, this is a grown fucking man.
He ain't no baby.
He is the same age as your father. Yes, for sure.
Well, that's how he had all that money. Because young guys don't have that kind of money generally. Generally.
In a legit way.
Right.
From my experience.
And did you find that the norm at the club is the men with the money were the married men that were older?
Yeah, for sure. Married, divorced, or widowed.
What was the most amount of money that you made in a night that it shocked you? Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I made this much.
That $10,000 weekend. I counted as one night because it was 2 days. Like literally, it was 2 days. So and it was just 10 racks, and I was like, and I remember counting it, and I finished. And there was a guy I was talking to during the time, and I was at his apartment, so no money counter there. So it was him helping me. And we kept counting. And then I had to put it on my Snapchat of just like, that was just raw dog me, like cash, you know? So that wasn't even including my credit cards and stuff. So that I really don't even remember. But it was just, I just remember 10 racks in my face from 2 nights, and I think we were ending summer during that time too. So it was just disbelief of the fact, and this is when I was going back and forth too, so it's just like, you know, 10 racks, which really isn't even a lot now that I look back and think about it, but I remember being so proud. Like I just did not
when
care.
You make that much the first time, it's a big
lot.
Big deal.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
So have you had any other sugar daddies, or was the main one?
He was like the realest one.
Right.
Like, I don't count the other guys. Those are tricks to me, you know, like the guys that, yes, I can call you if I need money. I can call you if I need something, a meal, or, you know, I can't call him a sugar daddy though. He was like my friend, but a sugar daddy for sure. So he was married. They were in an open relationship. She loved me. She loved me. And I loved her. She was a sweetheart until I found out she was actually batshit crazy. And so was he. But I'm not naming names on this one. But
No, don't. Definitely don't.
I adore him.
It wasn't his real name anyway. It was his stage name, right?
Exactly. So I met him Valentine's Day. I met him on Valentine's Day. I met him and his wife. They came into the club. They were regulars here. I was newer at this club. And I was just sitting there. I'm trying to think if I was with my ex during that time or not. I don't remember. But I was just sitting there by myself. Girl, it's Valentine's Day. So clearly I wasn't with nobody. And they come in. They see me, they sit with me, we're having conversation. They're really sweet. They're starting to hand me $100 bills. I'm like, okay, you have motion. Who are you? Kind of thing. Everyone at the club knows them. I'm like getting to know them. We go in the back. We do 2 hours for VIP, and his wife starts to try to eat my drawers off. And I was like, oh, what the fuck is going on? I was like, whoa.
Excuse me, miss.
Like and we need to talk about how the girls are actually more aggressive than the guys.
They absolutely are.
They so are. And I love my
Yes.
girly pops. Don't get me twisted. But y'all are aggressive for sure. They're like, they don't care. Like, and I think it's like they know kind of that safety net almost, but I'm almost more hesitant with it because they will just rip your clothes off and eat your coochie right then and there.
Oh,
and I'm
yes.
like, what's
and they
going on?
think you want it.
They think
That's
you want
the
it.
craziest part.
And it's not consensual. Like, it's a whole
No.
process of me having to be like, girl, and that's the other thing too, is like, I'm in my early 20s and you're a grown woman and you're like trying to eat me out my drawers and I don't know you. And I'm like, what is going on,
Yes.
And so, and like the husband's just sitting there like, yeah, hell yeah. And I'm like, okay, like, no. And so I think that kind of like, they liked that about me because I wasn't like going for it. And I think that they weren't, because they're like handing you money as they're doing stuff. And so I'm taking the money. But like the second she started doing that, I'm like, no, like, or like they were making out and they would try to make out with me. And again, this is the first night I met them. So I was like, no, like, I'm just not cool with that. And I'm also kind of a germaphobe too. And the club is already disgusting and dirty. And
Yes.
so I actually got staff from the club. I had a cut on my knee. And I'll actually show you. I'll literally show you. Is it this knee? Yeah.
So
you see
got
that
a
hole?
scar, yeah.
It's a literal hole. The staph
Yeah.
infection was eating at me just from having a cut on my knee and me being on my knees on stage. So it's just disgusting. So me knowing all of that, I'm not doing anything with you in the back, babe. I can't do it. And anyway, so we met. They ended up becoming my regulars as well. Of course, they're well known, so they had all the girls, but they would take me out. We would all go out to eat together. I had realized he, of course, liked me more than she did because I literally didn't let her eat my coochie, which is, again, crazy.
But you
to me.
let him. No, I'm just kidding.
and that was the other thing too, was he knew the game. He had been they have been going to the strip club longer than I had been understanding this. And so did he want to sleep with me? Did he say that? Absolutely. Did I tell him no? Yes. Did he respect it? Yes. That was a breath of fresh air. That was, because this was like well prior to Brian. That was such a breath of fresh air. And so anyway, so he ended up just being there for me. I had trouble with my car. The AC was broken, something with the dang tire, just whatever. And he would give me his car to use. Like he had owned a plumbing business.
Okay.
So he was just well off, like doing what he needed to do. He was just a good friend, and just a genuine person until he wasn't, but he was a good person at that time. And so was his wife until they just all went crazy. Yeah.
So now that you are out of the industry, when you look back, what are some of the things that you see that you're like, maybe I shouldn't have done that?
Girl, I was a demon.
Oh my gosh.
I was a demon. Like I was so, at one point I was just over it. Like I was so disgusted by men and what was going on that, I pulled Cardi B's. Like that's really where I was at. Like to keep it cute. Like I would just pull Cardi B's for sure. And I regret that.
What does that mean for the people that do not know?
Oh, girl.
Which is me.
Pulling a Cardi B is like drugging a guy and taking his money and stuff like that.
Before we continue, we want to make something very clear. In this conversation, we're referring to public statements that Cardi B has made herself. We're not presenting new allegations or making independent claims. If you'd like to hear her comments in full and understand the complete context, we've included a link to the original source in the description below.
I'm not proud of that ever.
Have you ever robbed a man?
Yeah.
Like while he's sober?
Me and my friend. Me and my friend, this guy had it coming, so I really don't feel as bad with this guy, but so me and my friends did an owner's box with this man. His name was Love. I don't care. And we were up there for 6.5 hours, maybe 7 actually. We were up there for a really long time. And I'm just sitting there, like we were freestyle. I love freestyling in the back. Okay. I would love to freestyle. We were sitting there on Tinder, like helping him find girls. Like we were just having so much fun up there. And he just kept drinking. We were not drinking and we were just having a good time. And it came to the end of the night and he was like, I will give you each $12,000 to come home with me. And we were like, nah. And then me and her looked at each other and we were like, yeah. So like, we were like, okay, bet. So he sends us his address. He's staying at a hotel. He's not from where we were at.
Oh my gosh.
And so I still think about this man. We still talk about him and laugh about it till this day because it was just such a good lick. But we pull up to the hotel and we're like planning as we're going up. I never talk about this. This is crazy. We're planning how we're going to do this. And I told her, I'm like, we're not getting out the car. Like if we get out the car, we're fucked. Like the deal's as good as dead. If we get out this car, we're not going into the room. Like we don't know him, you know? And so we're like, okay, he needs to give us the money before we get out the car. That's the goal. That's the plan. So you need to wire us that shit now, basically. So we get there, we lock the doors to the car. That's an important part. We lock the doors to the car. He's like, just come up. Like, I'll give you guys the money when we get there. I already spent so-and-so at the club. Like, why does it matter? And we're like, no, like, you're going to send us the money now. And so we're going back and forth in the parking lot at the hotel. And so he's like, okay, I'll get in the car and I'll send you guys the money. We're like, no. So he starts to like try to open the car door and get in the car. And we're like, no, send us the fucking money. And then we will park and we will go up there with you. He's like, this is like 10, 15 minutes of us going back and forth for him to finally trust us. Sends us the fucking money, 12 stacks each. Okay. $24K. And I'm like, okay, cool. We bolt.
You ran him over trying to get out, didn't you?
This girl is the getaway driver. We're in a van. This girl is
oh my gosh.
We're a Dodge Charger, babe.
Get in the back.
It's so bad. And she's running over the damn, what's it called? The curbs, like because we have to, we had to plan our escape. We didn't even park. Like we're still like on the damn street at the hotel. We're running over curbs, hitting a stop sign, getting out of there, gone, bolted. It was so funny. Oh my God, it was so funny. We still laugh about it. It was just so funny. And he's just over there like screaming like,
oh, I'm sure. You ever be glad he didn't pull out a gun and start firing?
He was such a, you know who's having and who's not. Yeah. And he was just such a prissy white boy that he was so green. He just did not know. Like that was the first time he got scammed by a stripper, for sure. That was the first time. We were his first.
Let's go back to Cardi B.
Okay.
How did drugging people and robbing them get the name Cardi B?
Because that's what she used to do. And so when she had brought it to like,
when she worked?
When she was dancing.
Okay,
yeah. And so she would
talk
about it. Yeah. She would talk about it in interviews and stuff. And so we would all just call it like a Cardi B.
Let's Cardi B this dude. Listen, and her name is still in the club
to
this day.
It sure is. You left your mark, baby.
Oh, so funny. I did not know that. So I learned something new, and I guess a lot of other people did too. So looking back, and that is some of the things that you wish that you had not done.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucked up. You know, like it's fucked up. Like no matter, there's no justification. Was he a piece of shit? Yeah. Like were they terrible people that we did it to? Yeah. It wasn't just like a good old like hardworking man that was coming in and whatever. No, like these are the guys that are pushing my boundaries, that are trying to have sex with me in the back, that are, when I tell them no, they keep going. Like no, these are those men.
They're touching you when you tell them to stop.
Yes.
Yeah. I get
trying
it.
to finger me, doing all that bullshit and be sneaky. I can be
so
sneaky
you're like,
too,
I'm
babe.
gonna get you back,
please, because So, like, a lot of the times, because it would be a lot of me and my friends working together, which to me, guys want more girls than not kind of thing. And so take advantage of that. Hello. And so we would work together with it. I would have like, this is so fucked up. I would have like, you know, and when I say drug, I'm not putting like crazy shit. I'm talking about like NyQuil and like, you know,
Right.
like shit to make them go to bed. Like, what's it called? Melatonin. I'm like
Oh,
crushing up
yes.
melatonin and shit and putting it in their drinks and stuff and like whatever. And me and my friends are just like,
Nothing that's
go to
going
bed.
to hurt them.
No, God no. God no. I'm a God-fearing woman. So no. And so whoop-de-doo, I would have one of the girls go dance on him and sit on him, have her boobs in his face, have her hair in his face, and I take his wallet, take everything out, take the cards, take everything out, run to the ATM. I already watched your pin. I already know what's going on. I'm peeping game. Run him. Yeah. You look back and you realize
It's
how
always
fucked up it
someone
is.
who's treated you bad, though.
Yeah.
It's not the guy that's been good to you.
No, because I still talk to them. They're still my friends, you know? Like they're there for me. That's not, you never hurt me in any way. You never overstepped your boundary. You never did any of these things. It's these men that act like they own you. And, you know, I remember when I realized that I was getting treated like meat, like I wasn't a woman, you know, that I meant nothing, that, you know, and those are the scary guys that I had one guy, I was at the bar having a drink. He bought me a shot and we're sitting and talking and it's all casual and cute. And he looks at me and he's just so in love and he's just like, and I'm like, what? And he's like, I want to take you home and put you in my basement.
What?
And I swear to God,
Oh, my gosh.
swear to God. And I looked at him and I said, huh? I said, what? And he's like, I just want to tie you up and keep you in my basement. And I was like, fuck no. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, what would you do to me in the basement? He was like, I want to take your limbs off. And just being so real with me and telling me how he would murder me. I will never forget this. So I said, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And he was like, I hope I'm not scaring you. And I was like, yeah, you're fucking scaring me. But I was like, no. I'll be right back. And I go and I tell the bouncer, I was like, dude, I'm fucking terrified. I'm like, I think this guy is like actually plotting how to kill me. And this was when I had been followed home already from men from the club. So I really was like not playing that shit. And I went and I told the bouncer. And the bouncer was like, okay, I'm going to kick him out. And so the bouncer goes to kick him out. He spits on me, spits on my face.
Oh, no.
And it was just so bad and like was waiting around outside the club for me. It was just like a fucking mess. And I was mortified. I was terrified. And so it's just stuff like that where I was like, where's my NyQuil?
Yeah.
Where's the melatonin?
Yes.
I'm going to get your ass.
And then he
like,
wakes up in your basement.
you know, no limbs.
No limbs.
I was so fucking scared. So, you know, these men really, you don't know. I have one more. My manager's brother, or was it his cousin? Is his brother or cousin? I don't know. His family. Okay, that's the important part. It's his family of my manager. He started to come around the club more. I loved my manager. He was super sweet, super cool. His family member, I'm like, yeah, whatever. It was very evident that he liked me. And, you know, he didn't understand the game yet. And then he did. So he was like, oh, Armani, let's go. I want to do dances with you. I said, okay, cool. Well, the second that curtain closed, he tried to bend me over and fuck me right then and there. And I was mortified because he was so much bigger than me and he put his weight on me. And that was the scary part. And I'm like literally in baby draws, you know, and like a little skirt. So it just wasn't, it was so scary. And he's like right then and there. And I had to like really like, it was fucking fight or flight and then get the fuck out of there. So it's stuff like that of just to give them also an understanding of what really happens back there and why you would even get into the mentality of doing something like Cardi B or doing something like that. Because I think off rip, it sounds so scary and it sounds like, damn, like that's malicious, like that's insane. But you have, like, I had to go back and remember what I was really dealing with there, you know? And what can really happen there and how much power these men actually do have until they don't kind of thing. So it's fucking terrifying for sure.
So, do you have any advice that you would give to a girl that was thinking about becoming a dancer?
Go in, have your head down, your heels high.
Stop it. Stop.
Go in with your head down, open a Roth IRA, open a money market account, have your goals ready, know what you want to do. Don't talk to any of the bitches there. I don't care how friendly they are. Don't talk to none of the girls there. Don't have a second phone or have a different app. Do not give your phone number out. Have those men on there. If these men will not spend on you in the first 24 hours of you realizing, if they don't spend on you right when you get into the club, do not talk to them. If you need to talk to them and you can tell that those are guys you need to talk to for a second and get your money that way, that's a different story. But if these guys are not spending money on you or talking about it or showing a sign of interest, keep it pushing. Do not sit with a man for longer than 10 minutes, 20 minutes if he hasn't paid you already. Go. He's not going to pay you. Keep going. Do your own thing. Always keep your money on you. Don't keep shit in your locker aside from like little clothes that you really don't even care about, because I've had bitches take my clothes too, so they don't care. Save up, save, meet someone who can help you with that situation. Learn from these people that you meet 100%, and get out and go and invest in yourself.
So, what advice do you have for the dancer that is trying to get out?
If you're trying to get out and you feel stuck with it, or you're just in the unknown, then check your worth for it, because that's what helped me so much. Check your worth with it. Are you making enough for you to feel compensated? If you are, okay, well then keep saving that, because somewhere along the way there's something's not meeting a level, the certain level that we need, right? Because otherwise, why are you still there, kind of thing. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, you have to have an exit plan.
You have to have an exit plan. You have to. Otherwise, baby, this is so addicting. You're going to keep going back, even when you think you're done. I did that. I told myself, that was the funny part. I forgot to even say that. I told myself I was going to dance for a year and be done. I gave myself that goal. I kept going for 5.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Like, it's just not, and I fought with myself with it. I was going back and forth with it. I didn't ever know until I knew, So have a plan and really commit to it. I understand the money's good, but one day you're going to wake up and realize you can't do it anymore. You have kids, or your body hurts. Like, God is my witness. My body was killing me. I didn't want to do it anymore.
No, yes.
You're going to wake up one day and want more for yourself, because I understand how good it can be. But for me in particular, I didn't want to be one of those girls that was, there for 15 years. I didn't want to do it. I really didn't. I wanted to get the money and go. So, check how addicted you are to it, and have a game plan 100%. I'm trying to think what else. Like,
I love that you use the word addicted, because that's exactly what it is.
It's addicting.
It's an addiction.
It is 100%. That fast money, baby, you're not going to get that corporate. You're not going to get that 9 to 5. You're not going to get that. The only other way you're going to get that is you're dealing or you're scamming. Something else in the streets. It's it's still streets.
Yeah.
If you want to be a business owner, then set aside what you need to do. Have the whole list, what you need for that business set up. Make an LLC, do what you need to do, but actually commit to it, because we have these ideas and plans and we don't do them. We keep going back to the club. It's
Keep
easy.
spending the money.
Yeah. You're talking to someone who got paid $1,000 for eating pizza. Baby, I sat there comfortable eating pizza, and this man just kept giving me money. I said, okay, I get it. It's fun.
Yes.
It's cute, for sure, until it's not.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You have got some great stories, and I've heard some of your other stories, and there's a lot more where that came from. We'll have to have you back for a part 2 of
love
Bella.
that.
Oh my gosh, what a great time I've had with you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Until next time.